Angelo here. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to Here's My Stream. So guys, it has been a while since I've done one of these. It is a retro review for The Witcher with Henry Cavill. Wait a minute. No, not that one. The Witcher, the one that everybody loves, that has ray tracing for a game that was made in what, 2014? Wait a minute. No, not that one either. The one that I'm talking about is this guy.
Geralt of Rivia.
The Witcher 1. The Enhanced Edition. Well, okay, guys, so now we know which Geralt of Rivia we'll be talking about, so I'm going to be breaking down on The Witcher 1, the things that I liked about it, the things I didn't like about it, as well as the number one thing that I think is going to hard stop all players who get into this game. If what you saw in that little cutscene, the graphics don't get any much better than that, so if that already is stopping you from wanting to play the game, you're probably not going to play part 1. They are remaking this game, so if you're waiting on that, probably just wait for the remake. But anyways, let's get into it. All right, guys, so the elephant in the room, the number one thing that's going to stop you if you are trying to play this game, the Enhanced Edition from, was it 2009? Again, the remake's coming, but combat. The combat in this game is really bad. It's passable, but a lot of times in the end, I'll be real with you, the combat is not something I look forward to. A lot of times I just kind of wanted to get through and see the world, interact with the people, see how my choices actually mattered in the game. But there was a specific combo that I ended up using, and I'll show you a couple clips here in the background, and it's me using the AARD, so ARD, I think it's called ARD, and you just hit it, you up your sign intensity as high as possible. It puts them in a stun lock or disarm mode where they kind of like wiggle around. And yes, a big thing that also messed up my playthrough, you can't change your difficulty after you choose it. And I was stuck in hard thinking I was good, but because the combat is so bad and just the way it's set up, again, it's the diamond in the rough. This is the clay before it becomes the diamond. And you'll just see constantly I just use the AA rad, if anything, or ARD. You hit them, you stun them, insta-kill. Not gonna lie, that became my favorite thing in the game. I'd be like, oh, sweet, bam. And it's like, oh, how long are they gonna be all stunned for? Can I get multiples? Yes, I can. Oh, this is awesome. If you can't get past that, the game is donezo. So let's get on some of the things that I liked. Because this is a story-based game, obviously, the story is king. If you're not coming to this game looking for story, looking for choices, looking for things that, you know, kind of choose your own adventure, because this is one of the few games back in the day, 2007, I thought it was 2009, but it's 2007, you know, everything here is voice acted. I'm coming from a game like Lost Ark where it is very raid heavy now, and the story base is like the first line or the first interaction with the character, but no, everything in here is just locked in. Like, everything you do here, you can choose everything, and there's even a specific point where like there is a character who is like, what's the password? And then I didn't know the password. You have to go and, you know, do something you got to bribe somebody, because you can bribe people, you can barter, you can trade. And then one of the choices was password. And of course I had to choose it and it just made me laugh when I saw that. And other things that are great about this game is there are timings. Like, there's specific times where you have to do quests, and there's specific times you have to do it at night, or you have to do it in day. There's one that caught me because in this game, it's also a negative, because it's also a cool option that you have day and night cycles, but it's to the hour. So there's one where it's like meet at dusk or meet at you know, dawn, and unless you're there at that exact time, and then like every passage of time, it's like 15, like every 30 seconds is like 15 or 20 minutes or faster than that. It's hard to keep track of, and that was a big negative that kind of eventually happened. Other things that I also enjoyed were going back to combat. You know, you already know how I did the combat with the AA rad and then into the insta kills, but the mini bosses, there's mini bosses, and if you kill multiple mini bosses, I killed a boss, and then I was like, oh shit, because you only have one spot for the trophy head. And I'm like, man, this inventory system, I'll get to that in a second, but the inventory system is one of the worst. And I was like, man, I gotta leave this boss head on the ground. I'm gonna miss out on some orange/gold. And lo and behold, it stayed there. So that was really cool. That was nice to know that you can still get items, even if you didn't pick it up the first time, it still stays there. So again, it's a single player game. Why shouldn't it? Why would it, despawn? But that's just one of the things. Again, with combat was the group style. Group style is probably the best one. I put all my points and all my skill points into the group style. Strong styles the next. Fast is okay, but it's just so weak. And then that's the part that goes with things that make it so that I don't really like. And again, the combat. Combat is stick with the Ard magic into the stun, into the instant kill. That's all you needed. Everything else just whatever. But the last cool thing that I really want to touch about now is the fact that some of your choices get to transfer over to Witcher 2. In addition, it allows you to pick and choose your save file, and then allows you to go over, and then if you got the Raven armor at the end of this game, you get to keep it at the beginning of the next game. It turns out, as I'm still playing Witcher 2, it's not that great, but hey, it's fine. And I'll eventually have to upgrade my gear, but hey, for a freebie and a nice little cool look, it's a nice little touch. Now, I'm going to try and rattle through as many dislikes as I can, because like I said, it takes a strong person to kind of get through this. If you liked what I talked about, if you made it this far and you're kind of hearing it, listen with a careful eye or ear and look as you see on the screen, because 100% the number one thing in the inventory is absolute crap. It is terrible. Stacking is non-existent. There's no way to lock things in place. Again, this game is from 2007. This wasn't the CD Projekt Red's. I think they built it off of some other engine. I can't remember off the top of my head. You're only able to carry one type of weapon. Granted, they allow you to have your silver sword, your steel sword, a side weapon, and a dagger. I never use a dagger. I never use a side weapon because some of them just take away your Witcher combat skills. And again, do the air rad into the stun to the insta-kill. Otherwise, everything else is just especially on hard, it's not nice. I gotta say that there was a point where I lost my rune sword when I got, I think, the Aerodon or Aerolite. It's the later steel sword, a silver sword you get at the end of the game. And dude, yeah, you don't get anything. It kind of sucks. In addition to that, it's like most of the money I got was from selling the gear from defeated enemies. Like you would kill an enemy, pick up their weapon, and sell it. But like I said, you get limited down to just one item per. So that, yeah, it's not good. Again, what I talk about, combat, arid into insta-stun, insta-kill. I'm sure this remake that they're making is going to be better than this, but if they keep it the same, it doesn't change. Arid, stun, insta-kill. Yeah, I mean, again, the strong, fast, and the group attacks, they're super clunky. It's novel, but the way that Witcher 2 did it, and I'm sure Witcher 3 did it, much, much better. I damn near gave up on the game because of escort missions. And I think it's the starting point. I think it's either prologue or chapter 1. Just trying to keep Abigail alive against the beast. To keep her going, I literally spent, I think, the entire second stream going over and over and over again. That was not fun. That is rage quit material. So like I said, if you can't get past 1, the graphics, and 2, the combat, the way you fight the beast and try to protect Abigail is horrendous. Especially on hard. I was an idiot. That took way too long. In addition to that, the next one that's aggravating is when I was trying to keep Berenger. Because eventually, spoilers, you meet up Berenger, and then you have to fight Azar with him. And when that happens, it's like the same thing. The Return of the Beast kind of reminded me. But yeah, so if you can get that done, fine. You'll be okay. Again, it's mainly about combat. So another thing I disliked about it was the parry, dodge, and hit system. I have no idea what's happening. Sometimes you're doing it and you barely see this tiny little thing that goes like miss, miss, miss. But then you don't even know if you're actually missing or hitting. And then it's on that timing thing. So you have to go through the full timing. It's not like a hit, respawn. Like I said, again, arid, stun, insta-kill. That's all you need. On hard, I don't know if you notice, whenever I fight, there's a small little orange thing, and that's the timing to attack. But yeah, like if you get swarmed and die, that's why I say in the end, just go with your overall group style, kill everything around you, hope for the best. In addition to that, mutagens. I have no idea how that shit works. And like, I didn't know if you get it immediately by activating mutagens. Again, the way you make stuff and drink these things and always have to go to a meditation spot, very weird. It didn't work. I mean, now in part 2, you have to meditate to drink, which kind of sucks. Before, you can kind of drink your things anytime. And then the number one thing I also got to say, even though I like the AARD, the stun into insta-kill that I've constantly mentioned over and over again, if you get hit during that time, like they can still attack you while you're doing the animation. So that really sucks. Or if they hit you while you're about to, or your homies are fighting with you and they attack it, they're not stunned anymore. So you don't get your insta-kill. So that sucks. I really didn't like that. Yeah, it's... I didn't like that. Another thing I can also just talk about, there's certain boss fights that just... I'll just show you a little bit here. Again, spoilers, you have to fight a lightning golem, but I had to look up how to do it because I did it right the first time, but the problem is my character's positioning was too close, and it doesn't really... Again, this is the clay, this is the dirt before you actually find the diamond, which was eventually going to be Witcher 2 and Witcher 3. It's frustrating. Like I said, I understood it, I got it, but my positioning killed me. And yeah, guys, that would be... I could go on and on again about the day-night system, how it can be confusing for quests, and then you have to meditate or rest for that entire time to get back to that section, which I had to do multiple times on certain quests. And the dodge and parry systems was just whatever, and I didn't like that. Again, just clunky. But with that, guys, that's my overall thoughts. If you liked what I talked about in the beginning, excellent. If you didn't like what I talked about at the end and you made it this far, that should pretty much be your gist of whether or not you should play The Witcher Enhanced Edition on Steam. Like I said, that remake is coming out. So if you can still stomach this, if you want to buy this on sale, by all means. I don't recommend it on at full price. And if you are going to spend even more money when the remake comes out, by all means, go nuts with the remake. But if you want something now, because I don't know when the remaster is coming out, and you play this, I think you'll be happy if you can get past the combat, if you can get past the day-night cycle, if you can get past the UI, or you can even just mod it to hell. Either which way, I think it's overall good playthrough. I don't know if I'd ever go back to it. There are multiple endings, and I just like the fact that you can take what you have here and move on to the second game. I don't know if there's going to be something from the second game to the third game. Hopefully, if anything, let me know what you guys thought about it. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this game. If you haven't, again, buy it on sale. If you get it for free, absolutely. Otherwise, the remake is coming. Maybe you'll like that more. But either which way, guys, thank you very much for watching. See you guys out there. Later.
Hit me, chickie.
Am I bugged right now?
Fuck.